Hey there, this is Kingslien, founder of ZBrush Workshops. So in my last video we talked about how to break something down into the simplest forms possible. We took a look at the holster and how we could make that in just the basic planar analysis. Now I want you to see how we implement that. So again, this is a clip from the Sculpting MP5-K workshop. And this is a sample of what the workshop is like. There's a lot of stuff to cover when you're sculpting something that's as complex as this. But the key thing, watch this lecture. Watch how I take the simple forms that I've already analyzed in the previous lecture. Watch how I take those forms and easily extract those from a 2D plane. And this is the box modeling killer part of it, because now you're not box modeling. Now what you're doing is working like, say, a carpenter. And you have a piece of wood, you cut the shape out, and you're ready to go. You cut all the unessentials out. You've got what's left is just the piece that you're going to work with. Then you bend it, mold it, stick it together however you need to. So check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and check the description for the Sculpting MP5-K workshop page. There's several bonuses there. Understanding brushes, completely free workshop for you, as well as a little bit more information about the workshop, what we do and how we do it. Good luck with your sculpting.
Before we extract, though, I want to make sure that we itemize and have a clear sense of what we need. And it's a theme that I constantly bring us back to as we do this, because it's a craftsmanship approach to the problem. So if we come in and say just turn everything else off for a moment, we're going to use this plane as our source of extraction. This is going to be basically the sandbox where we make everything happen. But what do we need? So we need one strap. Let's do this in red. One strap, two straps, 3, 4. These guys are all equally sized. We need 5 that are all equally sized, and then I need a 6th and a 7th. So I'm going to be able to pull these out of this one strap pretty easily. Number 1 is going to be fairly straightforward. It's a kind of small piece. We're going to extract it about like that. Number 2 is going to come right below it. Same size. Okay, number 5. This one's got a bit of thickness. It's about the same deal as those off to the side. And then we've got a thinner strap coming inside, thinner strap on the bottom, same size as that one. But then number 4 and number 3, these we're going to extract out of the bottom. Make sure that they're the same dimensions as the straps on the side. 1 and 2, I should say. We also have 8 and 9 to worry about. These are really small. They're just sewn into the side, and they come and wrap right around these clips here. So these guys are going to fit in here quite nicely. So with that done and said, we have a clear sense of what we're going for. What we are not going for is these guys off to the side here that are wrapping around the leg. We will get those in a different way. Right now I just want to get everything that's related to that holster directly on the body of the holster. Thigh straps will pull from a cylinder. Okay, so we got to make sure that our plane has enough geometry. Okay, it does now. I'd say it's pretty solid. And let's turn the body of our holster on so we just can remember exactly what the sizes are we need to extract. I'm going to use select rectangle, and we're going to cut these pieces out first. It's a good idea to hit point select in the transpose palette. transform palette, sorry, and that will select a larger swath. Okay, and once you've got those two, you pretty much have a measurement to go off of for all the rest of them. So we know we need to go, let's say 4, 8, 12 units across for the height in order to get that thickness right. So Control Shift, press Alt, 4, 8, 12. Okay, that looks like the cutouts that we need. So mask it, make sure at the lowest subdivision level, or actually better said, delete all subdivision levels so that this is the only subdivision level. That would be delete lower, delete higher if you need to, and then delete hidden so you get rid of all of those guys. Then come down, polygroups, and auto group. Now they're all separate groups, so I can deal with them all individually. And again, you want to position them first because they're your pattern, and then you want to extract them with some thickness. So first let's get the holster positioned, and then come into each one of these guys. Now the benefit is that we can come in to auto masking, mask by polygroup set to 100, come in with move, and we don't have to think about where these guys are anymore or how related they are to the other polygroups or anything, or the other pieces. Okay, so let's check size, see how we're doing there. We're a little thick on the back straps, so not too much of a problem there. What I'm going to do for these guys, though, is press Control Shift and just isolate them. And then that way I can actually scale them in mass. Make sure to turn Mask by Polygroups back to 0. Okay, so that's probably the strap thickness that we're going to be going for. Which means I have to adjust it for these guys as well. Not the back, that one's going to, or the top, that one's going to be thicker. So, mask these guys. Okay, so here they are, positioned, roughly positioned, and ready for us to kind of work with them from here. At this point, we need to move the straps around the side all the way around and get those in their position. Make sure the sizing is accurate, and just get them generally placed before we actually add the thickness, because it is significantly harder to add thickness to something that, well, to add thickness and then go around and start to rotate it and bend it and things like that. That's a different deal than just a simple two-dimensional strap. Okay, to wrap this guy around is a bit of a feat for this for these straps along the side. So we can wrap this around, or worse come to worse, I'll show you another approach. We're just going to use masks, but make sure perspective is off. And, you know, keep them hard edged. You don't need to go soft on it yet. That mask is going to build on the other mask. Make sure that's masked off at the bottom. Okay, relatively painless, but we have a problem. These straps wrap around, go through, and come back. Thankfully, they're Velcroed right to the side, so we actually don't need to treat that as a separate piece. We're just gonna fake it by adding a little extra lip at the edge. You'll see what I mean. So now we need to add buckles in here and make sure we're straight there, as well as get these upper guys adjusted. Okay, these are finished in terms of their general positioning. Next we need to add our buckles, and then we need to add our thickness to it.